you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a morning show. What's going on? Who knows? But the New York Jets are closing in. Maybe, potentially, possibly. We don't know. Who knows what's going on with this organization? They don't even know what's going on. They interviewed 8 defensive candidates, and then they hired a guy at the last minute. So are they down to their finalists? We know Frank Reich is in the building today. Roman and Bevel were there yesterday. Are there more guys? Are there going to be somebody that swoops in at the last second and gets a job? Will Aaron Glenn end up being the first head coach to call both offense and defense? It's the New York Jets, folks. We can't predict it. I can't tell you what's going to happen anymore. But we're going to sit here. We're going to talk about it. Enjoy the new channel emoji. It is the thumbnail. If you are a shiner, if you are a member of this channel, you have access to that new emoji. Enjoy. Big ships burn slow. That's what he said, right? They burn slow? You know what burns? Not that. I know what you're thinking. This is fire right here, baby. Blitz BK. Let's get it started.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely fantastic. Good morning again to everybody. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, think about joining the channel and becoming a shiner. We do gift a lot of memberships here on this channel, and I appreciate everyone who does. We do have the Joe Namath Super Bowl Super Raffle going off this weekend. So $5 super chats and up get you on the wheel. Gifted memberships get you on the wheel. Make sure you get in there so you have a chance to win. Let me get the wiring all fixed here. I don't know what the hell happened. But, folks, the New York Jets. It's now February 3rd. We didn't hire a new coach. We retained the same coach. And we're still looking to put our coaching staff together. To my count, we have 11 vacancies right now. This is remarkable. I don't know what to say with it. I don't know how to spin this. This is new territory, even for the Jets. This is new. I showed this the other day. Where are you? There you are. These are the only coaches that Aaron Glenn retained: special teams coordinator Chris Banjo, offensive line coach Steve Hyden, wide receiver coach Sean Jefferson, who was a carryover from the previous regime, not even an original Glenn hire, Nick McKissick, Luke, running back coach, and Chris Harris, the up and coming defensive coach who led the secondary with 0 interceptions, the first team ever in the history of the NFL. So we have 10 coaches that need to get replaced. Now, new offensive coordinator might want a new wide receiver coach, might want a new offensive line coach, might want a new running backs coach. These might not be done. We might have even more openings for the New York Jets to fill. Come on, somebody in the chat type it. These are too easy. It's too easy. I'm dropping these dimes for you guys today. But folks, in the chat, I will be keeping an eye out for questions. We'll take some questions in a bit. I'll be tagging those comments. But the New York Jets coaching staff, this is the time of the year where you have your plan in place and you're scrambling to put a staff together. Listen, Frank Reich doesn't move the excitement needle at all for the New York Jets. He's not been very good as an offensive coordinator. He's a proven offensive mind, but he hasn't had good results as a coordinator. Bevel, same thing. I mean the guy that I keep saying, I don't even want to say can be really good. I think the guy that matches and meshes the most with the type of football team Aaron Glenn wants to have is obviously Roman. He's very good with calling, designing, and implementing a dominant run scheme. So that's somebody I'm not even going to say excited. I think that would be the one that makes the most sense to me. Now, who's your quarterback going to be? I think if you're going to look at different coordinators, you're going to look at different quarterback options for the style and the system that they're going to run. Somebody who I would keep an eye on is Tyler Huntley. If Greg Roman gets the job, I think Tyler Huntley could come in and be your spot starter for the year, if not most of the year. He's had success when he's played in Baltimore. He hasn't been awful. Lamar gets banged up here and there. You have your offensive line in place. You have a dominant run game in place. You got nice wide receivers with Garrett Wilson, Mitchell, Mechie. Got a young tight end. I don't think it would be as bad as what we saw this year. Now, that's not saying much. I get that. However, you got to start somewhere. You got to start to trend upward. You got to start this team going in the right direction. The New York Jets are going in reverse. They're going underwater. Dare I say, the ship is sinking. It's not turning, folks. It's sinking. I love that image. I absolutely am obsessed with creating Jets images on ChatGPT. Shout out to Knobcraft and Addison. They're the ones that got me into this whole create an image world that I now enjoy being a part of. I do it in the personal life as well. A lot of fun. I enjoy it. Cheers to them. So here's what we're going to do. Who do you want as OC? And I'm only going to keep it to the names that are here as finalists right now. We know Reich is in the building today, came back, ended his vacation early. I get it. None of these are going to make you do cartwheels. None of these are going to make you do a woohoo. But this is where the New York Jets are at, ladies and gentlemen. These are our options. And listen, I will hope that the coach does tremendously. I will hope that we lead the league in rushing. I will hope that we have the highest third down conversion rate in the NFL. I will hope that we have the biggest jump in terms of offensive rankings in the NFL. I will hope for all of it. Realistically, I don't know. For those of you who've been watching the show, there's a question earlier from Eli. Shout out to Eli. I remember you being a big fan drafting Falk at 16. What changed? I think Falk changed. I don't think Falk makes 16. A lot of the mocks I see don't have him there. If we take Reese at 2, I'm looking at Banks, the defensive tackle. Baker. Wait, who's the defensive tackle? I always get the word. I grew up with 2 kids, and their last name were Banks, and the neighbor was Baker. So forgive me. Shout out to Timmy Banks and Steve Baker. Played Little League Baseball with them. My mind is just Caleb Banks. There we go. Just like Timmy Banks. All right. I'm a big fan of Banks. I saw a mock last night. I was watching a mock draft last night before I went to sleep. Banks went 8th to the Saints. That would upset me greatly on draft day. I'm hoping Banks can be there at 16. I'm looking at the board now. Tankathon has Falk going 12th to the Dallas Cowboys. Peter Woods goes 14th. Sonny Styles goes 15th. That's just a horrible run for the New York Jets. A horrible run. If you're looking to build this defense and you're looking to build this front 7, they have Arvell Reese going first. Now, Reese could be a down lineman. He could be an edge. He could be a stand-up 3-4. Could be your off-ball linebacker. He's a queen on a chessboard. You can move him around in different places in your front 7. Tweet coming in, Connor Hughes. It's about the Giants hiring Matt Nagy as their offensive coordinator. So I'm keeping an eye out for news coming out of Florham Park. I got Twitter open. Yeah, nothing with the Jets as of yet. And of course, you guys and gals in the chat, if you see any news, break it, let me know, and we'll get that on there immediately for you. But the options for me at 2 are Reese, Bain. I don't know if it's wide receiver. I got to see how free agency plays out before I could buy into a wide receiver at 2. I can't do a safety at 2. I couldn't take Caleb Downs. I know Connor Rogers is huge on David Bailey. I don't know if Keldrick Falk is worth number 2. I know some people have Sonny Styles. Dom C. Last night I was watching him on with Ryan on Jets Talk 24/7, saying he's got Styles as the 2nd overall player in the draft. If you add to the front 7, I think I would be a little upset about taking the linebacker Styles at 2. But I mean, if this guy goes on to be a 10-year Pro Bowl elite middle linebacker, can you really be upset if you're getting someone who's the best player? I wouldn't want to pay a middle linebacker that money from day one. I guess, yeah, I would be upset at taking a middle linebacker at 2. I'm looking at the board now and the other names. I don't know if Peter Woods, defensive tackle, is worth the number 2 pick. So I think it's a very small window of guys that we could go for. Bain, Reese, Bailey, Tate. And that's all I could see us doing. Now, if we get someone to buy up and come buy number 2 from us, then it opens up all the possibilities. Say Cleveland. Say the Saints. I know they don't have a lot of draft capital. I'm just looking at the teams here. We know Harbaugh with the Giants comes from the school of Ozzie Newsome. Stay true to the board. Don't trade up. Just take the best player that comes to you. I think the Giants are looking at Downs at 5. Maybe the Browns. I don't know. I don't think anyone trades up. I really don't. When you trade up for that blue chip position. You trade up for that best offensive tackle, that quarterback, that pure edge rusher. I don't know if those guys are here in this class. This is a really bad class to be at number 2, just like it was in 2021 when we drafted Zach Wilson. It's a bad class to be at number 2. I'm more excited about 16 and 33 and 44 than I am 2, to be completely honest with you. I think the value is better in that area because there's not that blue chip player. There's not that Will Anderson, Von Miller, no brainer type of edge rusher. There's not a Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, Jamar Chase type of wide receiver. We also don't have a quarterback for that yet. So it's tough to get excited about a wide receiver when you don't even know who your quarterback is going to be at this point. Shout out to Adirondack Fly Guy. He gives us a membership that went to Jimmy Jets. Thank you, Adirondack. You are in the Joe Namath Super Raffle for Sunday. Good luck to you, sir. I know you got a couple entries in there. Shout out to everyone who's been gifting and super chatting to get on the wheel. Yeah. And 1, 2, 3. No QB, no problem. Get a running back. I can't do it. I'm so critical about teams that you take blue chip positions: quarterback, left tackle, wide receiver, D end, corner, even D tackle. You don't take a safety. You don't take a tight end. You don't take a middle linebacker. You don't take an interior offensive lineman at 2. You take the positions that change the game. You take the positions that get better over time. Running backs, as we saw with Brees Hall, you can get an injury in your first year and you can never be the same guy. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here. Little morning show. Saw that Jake was going on at noon. He's out at the Super Bowl, as you all know. So I said, all right, let me go on earlier. Then I can get out of the house, get a couple things done before work. I like waking up a little earlier. It's tough. I'm trying to change my sleep schedule. I work till 11 and I'm trying to get to bed by like 12:30. I don't want to be up till 2 or later anymore. Big fella says, give us Bane. Yeti says, I just want to see if Nick's going to talk shit about Syracuse. Why would I talk shit about Syracuse, Yeti? Why? Why would I bring up Syracuse? Why would I bring up anything to do with Syracuse in the last 13 hours? I have no reason to. Go Tar Heels. This is the one thing I hate about working nights is I miss out on college basketball. For those who don't know, besides after the NFL, college basketball is my favorite sport. I'm a big North Carolina Tar Heel fan. Last year hurt me with Bill Belichick taking the coaching job. I took a 1-year leave of absence from wearing Tar Heel merchandise. But since Bill Belichick, not Hall of Fame quarterback, head coach, Bill Belichick, not Hall of Fame. I'm good. I'm back wearing my Tar Heel gear again. Back at it. You know, Yeti, and working in the schools, I don't even really get good reception. You know, for those of you in the Discord, know there's times I'll be talking in there and then it'd be blah, blah, blah. Nick, we can't hear you. YouTube shows buffer. It's really difficult. So I can't really follow it. I did scoreboard watch and I saw that they were up big. and then I saw they weren't up big. But I am I'm locked in on Saturday with Duke Carolina 6:30 Saturday night. That's a big one. Listen, Duke is impressive. Boozer's impressive. It's not going to be an easy matchup, but hopefully we can pull it out. It's been a while since can go in and beat Duke. Oh, check email. There we go. Gator, great turnaround time, my friend. Great turnaround time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat for you here in a moment. But we have two treats, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I haven't done this in a while. Rick Kent's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, all you shiners, it's time for something cool. I'm here to do my.
Wrong one. See, it's been a while. Welcome back, Rick.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
I had an idea this morning. For those of you popping in here late, you've seen the thumbnail. Aaron Glenn, captain of the jet ship that is burning. Shot a little idea to Gator. Gator with his, I'll see if I can get to it later. But here we go, folks. I'm watching this for the first time with you right now.
You dopey bastards in the media twisted my words. What I said was, big ships burn slow.
Yes. Big ships burn slow, ladies and gentlemen.
You dopey bastards in the media twisted my words. What I said was, big ships burn slow.
Nice. Thank you, Gator. We're going to have fun with that one. Yeah, they burn slow, ladies and gentlemen. Big, massive ship. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss with this team. So, looking at the poll that you guys are voting in, you guys are big on Frank Reich. I'm a little surprised by that, to be completely honest with you. That one's interesting. Here's why. All right. The last couple of years for Frank Reich in 2023, 16.3 points a game with Carolina, fired after 6 games. 22 is the Indianapolis Colts head coach play caller, 17 points a game, 30th in the NFL. Man. Yeah, I don't know here. He's got the most experience, I think. But as you know, you're only as good as your quarterback. He had Bryce Young early in Carolina. With the Colts. Who was his quarterback in 20? Was that Phillip Rivers in 22? 18, 19, 20, 21 in Indy. Where's Charles Gorman when we need him, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Here we go. Let's go through the list. So Andrew Luck was 18, 19 was Brissett and Brian Hoyer, 20 was Rivers, 21 was Carson Wentz, 22 was Matt Ryan, Nick Foles, Sam Ellinger. You know, not the greatest list after Luck. You're usually no worries, Rick. Listen, life happens, man. No need to explain, Rick. I appreciate you being here when you can, my friend. Jerome, how's my A1C? I mentioned this the other day. I starred your comment to get to it, Jerome. I saw yours. The last I'm due in mid February, February 20th would be 3 months. I went late November, right around Thanksgiving. So 3 months, yeah, it would be late February. I was 5.7 last time, coming down from 13.8. So I started a new health challenge. I want to do 1,400 push-ups in February. It's an average of 50 a day. I did 65 on Sunday. I did 55 yesterday. So I want to get a minimum of 1,400 push-ups this month. And then March, I think I'm going to mix in sit-ups. So just trying to get better at something, man. I have a new list. I have a new things. I want to keep challenging myself as I get older. I got the weight down, and now I want to get some toning going on. I want to tighten up. Dylan, I'm due in February. Do we know the gender? Well, wait a minute. No, Dylan, I would be due in June because I saw you in September, my friend. All right. Aside from my due date, hey, you know what, JD Surf City? 6'3", 234. I think I'm an undersized defensive end. Maybe middle linebacker, but again, I'm not taking a middle linebacker at number 2. So I don't know here, folks. I'm really at a loss. I'm at a loss at number 2 because I don't see. I like Bane. I'm going to be completely honest with this. Okay, let's look at the job. Let's look at number 2, Bane. I love the physicality. I love the player. I love the motor. There's questions. He didn't even get his arms measured at the Senior Bowl. That's been the big question. The measurements didn't come out on him. Reese. There's questions with Reese. Where are you going to play him? You're going to stand him up. You're going to put him at a 3-4 stand up line outside linebacker. You're going to put him as a 4-2. It used to be a 4-3, but now you have a nickel cornerback on the field so damn often. It's basically a 4-2. You're going to have him off ball. I don't know. See, I don't. If I knew the plan for Reese, if they were to take him, I could probably be more on board with it. But I'm of the mindset, I'm a Jet fan that wants to move Sherwood to off-ball linebacker and get a true Mike. So you're kind of torn here, right? If you take Reese and you put him at off-ball, you're married to Sherwood at middle linebacker for another year. Not a fan of that. If you're going to mix in more 3-4 and you're going to have Will McDonald and Reese as your stand-up outside linebackers, now what are you doing with JJ? So knowing the scheme and knowing the ideology and knowing how we're going to attack would help me know which players would fit better for us. Oh no. See, this is a name that always gets put up in the chat. Of course, the big fella, but Golston. Really? I would love when please when you get a chance, call in and I would love to have that conversation with you. See, I think Reese is a more instinctive player. I think Golston got by on pure physicality, and he was a workout warrior. I think Reese is an elite athlete. He's got real powerful hands. He can play defensive end because of his arm strength and his hand strength. He can make that impact blow to the offensive tackle. Oh man, that's so sad. Yeah, I would really. You know what, big fella? That's for you, big fella. I should have sent that to you privately, but if you're not the big fella, you can wait a little bit. I don't know if you're in a position that you can call right now. All right, we're going to end the poll. Looks like Frank Reich runs away with it. Interesting, though. Well, yeah, Golston had a more productive college career. Reese was a one-year starter. And Reese's athleticism, and you got to remember, too, when you have Downs and you have Styles and you have McDonald, and you're playing, for the most part, a very underwhelming schedule in the regular season. There was a lot of games Ohio State had blowouts. There was a lot of games where you got all these NFL first round picks making plays. It's not like he had to dominate every game. So the film on him is really good. But I could see what you're saying with not a lot of film. Dylan chimes in. Watching Reese all 22 now, I think I want him over Bane so far. Dylan, have you watched Bane yet? I know you obviously the playoffs we saw him, but have you done a Bane breakdown yet? Yeah, that's a guy I didn't see coming in 2006. No, 6 was Ferguson. Was it 05 or 07? The Brickishaw and Mangold was 06. I want to say 07 if I had a guess. Hey Siri, what year did the Jets draft Vernon Golston? 2008.
Vernon Golston was drafted by the New York Jets in the year 2008.
2008. Thank you, Siri. Co-host Siri. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a treat for you. It's time for my twin.
I'm the fat twin. So, what's up, man?
So, number one,
yeah,
I don't know why you need to scare people that early in the day with words like that, but the floor is yours, my friend. Tell me what makes you say that.
It's
and
just,
you're wearing Ohio State red too as you're taking this line of questioning. So,
and my daughter actually just got into Ohio State.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. So, it's one of the choices. I'm actually going out to Columbus next month, so we're gonna check it out and see what's going on.
I was there briefly because we cut through there. We stopped at the stadium because when you drive out to Cincinnati, you hook through Columbus, and then you got to like get down to the bottom left of the state for Cincinnati. And we stopped. We took the video outside the stadium. We could have got into the stadium, but I was tired from that drive, man. And I liked what I saw out there. Like it's different than out here.
Yeah,
you know, your son goes to Tennessee. You're well aware of how it's different out there, and all of a sudden there's like a city in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, absolutely.
I like it though. I like that.
Yeah. No, me too.
But congrats.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I don't know. I just have trepidations about Arvell Reese. I really do. After going through what we've been through with like Ohio State linebackers, and you know, I feel like Sonny Styles is the one who really is the star of that defense. Now Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles is a beast. He's to me the heart and soul of that team. Him and Caleb Downs are the ones who run that defense. Arvell Reese, he's had a decent college career. Vernon Golston had a better college career than he did.
Yeah.
You know, Vernon Golston was a physical freak. You hear a lot of traits about Arvell Reese being a physical freak and stuff. You know, it's just scary. So, and you know, some of it's unwarranted because they're two totally different players. But you know, I just have reservations against you know, linebackers that come out of there, except for Sonny Styles. I think Sonny Styles can be very, very good.
Now, let me ask you this. Is it just Ohio State, or is it the Jets factoring into it too? With him being a player, like, you know, a defensive tackle is a defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Off-ball linebacker, stand-up 3-4, hand-down edge. Not knowing what position he's going to play at, does that factor into your concerns?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. It's just Well, I guess a little bit because Ohio State and the Jets just do not mix well when it comes to linebackers, dude. It just doesn't. I mean, you remember when we drafted Anthony Schlegel? Remember that asshole? Everybody was like, "Oh, what was he, the boar hunter or something like that?" And people were like,
He was one of the last guys not to have a neck, right? Wasn't he just like
Yeah.
one of those muscle dudes?
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, we can never, pick one correctly. Now, granted, we used to not have good luck with Ohio State wide receivers. We drafted Devin Smith. There were others in the past too, but we broke that with Garrett Wilson. So who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I am if we draft him. But like I said, it just gives me reservations about this guy. I like Bain. I think Bain is a monster. You see it on the field. You see him. I don't give a shit how big his arms are, but when you see a guy who can disrupt the offense as much as he does, you take that guy. So that's just me.
Yeah, I want game wreckers. I don't think we've had enough game wreckers, and I want to be physical up front. I'm not shy about that at all. I want a dominant physical front. I'm tired of being pushed around. I want to be the bully. I want to be the one throwing offensive linemen around. I want to be the one getting the tackles for losses. I'm tired of watching teams easily and gradually march their way downfield at times. And, watching us give up 3rd and 3 conversions. That's if we stop them on the first 2 downs. Sometimes the team will get the 3rd down on us. It's rare, but it happens.
Yeah.
And I want to just dominate the front. I want to dominate the line of scrimmage. I want to be able to bring pressure. I want to have defensive tackles who can throw offensive linemen off them and break down the plays, and everyone else closes in. I want to be fast. I want to be powerful up front. And I would be more excited with the 6th pick than I am with the 2nd pick.
Yeah.
Because that puts us in a position for Downs, for Falk, guys that fit the type of defense that I think that Glenn wants to run. I don't want to reach it to, but I want to get it right. Like if you take Falk and people are furious, but Falk is your big physical edge guy who sets the tone for the rest of the defensive line, I'm not going to be mad long term. I know draft day people will be upset.
Yeah.
If you take Bailey, I'll say this. If you guarantee me we can get McDonald or Banks, I'd be happy with Bailey. Like the year that we drafted Sauce Gardner, I had no reaction. I was at the kid's house. I had no reaction. I didn't react excited about Sauce until we traded up with the Titans and got JJ. When we got the edge and the corner, that's when I was more excited. I think I would have the same reaction with Bailey. If you tell me now Bailey's got Briggs, Banks, or McDonald and JJ, now I'm going to like it a little more. And now maybe you use Will McDonald as that, if you don't trade him away, as that off-ball linebacker, and you use him as your stand-up guy, and you move him around a little bit. Or you just keep him as your 3rd pass rusher. I would like it. Briggs needs to not be your best defensive lineman, big fella. That's
I agree.
He's
I
nice.
agree. His win rate
should not be your best defensive lineman and on a winning team. He's your best defensive lineman on a number 2 team in the draft.
That's true. Well, I mean, he did do very, very well last year. Briggs, he did for him coming in. I mean, his win rate supposedly was one of the best in the league. So, I mean, I was shocked when I saw that. And we lost Quinnen, and now we got to replace Quinnen. But we'll see what happens.
I want an upgrade. And this is why everyone, I'm good friends with you. You're the big fella.
Yeah.
I like big men, big fella. And I want my defensive tackles to just be guys that are standing there and the linebackers' helmets here. Like, I want my defensive tackles to be like, holy shit, what is that guy going to do?
Right.
How are we going to stop that guy? 6'6", 335-pound defensive lineman who can move like Banks does, keeps offensive coordinators up at night.
Yeah.
It opens up everyone else around and makes their job easier. but now that puts Briggs as your second defensive tackle,
Yeah.
right? Like Quinnen was a very good player.
Right.
Quinnen could disappear at times, not just through double teams, but if it was a strong, powerful guard, I felt Quinnen wasn't at his best.
You know who you
Quinnen
want?
was at his best if it was I could beat you off my first step.
Yeah.
If that first step got neutralized, there'd be times where I felt Quinnen would struggle. Not all the time, but sometimes. Banks has a good first step, but Banks also has massive power where if he gets his hands on you, he could throw you out of the way.
Yeah.
And I want that.
You want
I
Washington.
need,
You want.
what?
You want Ted Washington. That's who you want.
If Ted Washington could move like
That's who you want.
Chris Jenkins.
Yeah.
Chris Jenkins.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Chris Jenkins and Leon Washington don't get hurt that year, we go to the Super Bowl. Guarantee 100%.
Yep.
Because Pittsburgh does not march down the field on us with that 21 play drive if Chris Jenkins is there.
That's right. I agree.
Jenkins and Buha together was you couldn't run on us.
It was a wall. Yeah. Now about Bane. I want Bane because, how many times are we going to have to see Michael Clemens get juked out by Josh Allen? You know what I'm saying?
He's got to go. There's no way that he can get a contract offer from us.
That's what I'm saying. So,
There's no way.
Bro, it would be such an upgrade. It would be great. I want to fix problems, and that's been a problem for years. Okay, we can't set the edge. Yeah. We take Bane. Come on now, we'll be. That's a problem.
You go Bane and JJ on rundowns.
Yeah.
That now you got something, right?
Now
hopefully, I know people are talking. There's a lot of fan rumors, not Jets rumors, or speculation that if you do take Bane or another edge, are you going to move JJ? Are you going to move Will McDonald on night 2? And I think there's speculation there, and I think it makes sense that this regime did not draft those players.
Right.
And if you're bringing in your type of guy, sure, you call Robert Saleh. Hey, you want Will McDonald to run your wide 9? You want to put him on a D line with Simmons? Come on, let's get this done. Give us your 3. We'll give you Will. You sign him to an extension. You got him with you for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Will McDonald to me has always been like a linebacker. He's built like one. He's not He's not powerful enough to get through consistently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Will,
and he's athletic, so I don't get it.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
And I think he's the guy that if he goes to a team that's a winning team, he will make an impact late in the game. I think his best opportunity to succeed in this league is to be that guy late in the game when someone like a JJ or a Bane wears down an offensive lineman, and now come the fourth quarter, you got to worry about him going right around or getting upfield and then spinning on you.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a guy that's going to do very well in the first half of games when offensive linemen are fresh. I think he's a guy that through attrition will get better as the game and the season goes on.
I agree with that. So, yeah, so I just want to call in, give you my Arvell Reese first Bane outlook about my.
You're on the clock. Who you picking?
I'm picking Bane.
Mendoza's gone.
Bane all day.
Yeah. All right.
All day. I mean, the guy is, to me, if you see a game record, you take a game record. That's it.
And you can do it in multiple ways.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing. If you try to take away one of his pass rush sets, he can bulldoze you. He can still get around you. He can lean into you, not get pushed off his spot. I like his skill set. I do. And shout out to Dylan Terman. After Jake is done out at the Super Bowl, Dylan is going to go on today.
Nice.
And do his defensive end video breakdown.
I'll be looking.
Keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I watched Trevor Sikkema and Connor Rogers do theirs. They did their top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm a defensive coach. I care about the defense. I know it's an offensive league, but if you can still get to the quarterback, get the quarterback off his spot, I think you have a chance to win.
Absolutely. All right, brother. I'll thank you for having me on.
No problem, man.
Dylan,
I appreciate it.
Jake, And everybody have a great day, man. Take care.
You too, buddy. Be good.
Bye.
Yeah, when the big fella's got a take like that, let's hear it. Shout out to Ralphie. He's in the Joe Namath Super Bowl raffle this Sunday. I would bet Downs has the highest defensive draft grade in this draft, but analytics say that's too high to draft a safety. Don't look, be that logic. Don't look, be that. All right. Here's my thing, Ralphie. And I've said this before. Thank you for the super chat. Good luck to your Sunday. If you have your front seven in place, then you take the safety. If you have your offensive line and quarterback and receivers in place, then you take the running back. I can't see taking a safety at number 2 when you need pass rushers, you need run stuffers, you need the front being built. At 2, I need a guy that can get to and affect the quarterback, can help your D line in the run game. I think Downs will be a very good player. I have Downs going to the Giants at 5 because they have Lawrence, they got Burns, they got Carter, they got Thibodeau. Now you need playmakers on the back end. Your front is established. That makes sense for them to take him at 5. I don't know if it makes sense for us. But you do have pick 16. You do have pick 33. If you go Downs, I would have to take the wait and see approach. If you get a McDonald's or Banks, and then you get someone like Zion Young, big, physical, powerful defensive end from Missouri, I would like it. If you notice, I have no interest in drafting anyone on the offense with the first 4 picks. I don't. I think with what you saw on defense, I think you need to build this defense. And then in 27, yes, I hate that Allen was right. I hate that Allen predicted waiting for 27 for the quarterback. I'm willing to wait for the offense. I am. I think with Garrett, Mitchell, and Mechie, you can implement enough this year with a good system and a good veteran quarterback who just gets the ball out on time. And I think the offense can be better than people expect. But you got to get better on defense. And then next year, you have 3 ones. Quarterback, wide receiver, and if you move on from Stevens, you go get a cornerback. Or you replace JJ and you go get another edge. There's so many options that we have and that we need. And just be right. Whatever player you take, be right. I'm not going to be the fan that looks at other teams and says, oh, well, they got that guy. All right, well, that was the 7th ranked defense in the NFL. They needed one particular player. That's a team like the Giants. Oh, they took Downs. Downs was a Pro Bowler. All right, well, they have the front 7. There's logic and there's reason to it. We need a lot. We need a middle linebacker. We need an off-ball linebacker. If you keep Sherwood at middle linebacker, please don't do it. Please move Sherwood. You need an edge. You need a D tackle. You need a safety. You need a speedy corner. You need a guard. You need another wide receiver. You need another tight end. You might need a running back. You need 2 quarterbacks. Just be right. Whoever you take, be right. That's all that matters to me. But Ralphie, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Kevin with 1. Nikki, the Shine Man. I think I'm good with Tate at 2. I get we don't have a QB, but I'd like everything in place when we do get one. And that's fair, Kevin. I'm not on that boat. I am not on that ship. What ship, you ask?
You dopey bastards in the media twisted my words. What I said was, big ships burn slow.
Big ships burn slow. Everyone get off that ship. We need a new one. But, yeah, I would rather wait and bring the quarterback and the receiver in together next year. That's me. I think the Jets and the Colts will both be picking top 10. So I would rather get guys. And when you don't have the quarterback in place, I don't want to take a premium pick on a guy that I want a guy who can impact the game on his own. With a wide receiver, you need the quarterback to be there. I can wait one more year for the receiver because I think the biggest two question marks with this team this year was what was it going to look like with Garrett Wilson, Mitchell, and Mechie all together, and what was Az Thomas going to look like week after week after week starting, and we got those taken away from us with the injuries. So there's a lot of questions. JD, Nick going to be upset in April. I'm not going to be upset. I'm just going to hope that they get it right. From super chat to caller, let's welcome Ralphie. What's up, sir? What's on your mind?
How are you? How's everything?
I'm good, man. I'm good. As good as we can be February 3rd with this team.
I mean, you know more about football probably than I ever will, but I'll know more about losing than you will because I'm over 50 and I'm a Mets, Jets, Knicks, and Rangers fan. And thank God my son did go to Alabama.
I'm North Carolina Tar Heels basketball. I'm Georgia football, and I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah,
I would
got
give
a lot of wins,
all of those championships away for one with the Jets. I swear to God, I would.
But I maybe because I'm partial to Alabama guys, but I mean, Caleb Downs is special. Like, he's only played 3 years. He was phenomenal at Alabama the first year. He was great in their championship year. This year, I mean, they didn't make it as far, but I mean, I don't think he tailed off. And if he's the highest graded defensive player, maybe the highest graded player in the draft because QBs, they get a pass. So let's just say he's the highest graded defensive player, and you think he's got the potential to be a Pro Bowler and maybe more. I don't like the analytics that says, well, you can't pay him the number 2 slot, then he's locked into there, and he's a safety. We need everybody. I mean, and if you have a potential Pro Bowler, I can't see taking a guy who's going to be a middle-of-the-road starter because he's in a position that edge rusher, and they get paid more money down the road. Like, we need to win, and we need good players.
Yeah. And like I said just moments ago, if we take Downs, if you tell me we got Banks and we got Zion Young and we got the D tackle, or we got CJ Allen and a defensive tackle, I'm going to be a lot happier now because it's how it's all coming together. So in the moment, I might be like, fuck, safety? But an hour and a half later, when number 16 comes in and you attack the defense a little more, and I see the big picture and I see it all coming together, I think I'll like the sum more than I'll like the individual part of drafting a safety there. But I mean, if we need great players, if he's a great player, it would take me an hour and a half to come through. But if you took the safety and then you take a wide receiver, granted, it also depends how our free agency period looks, right? Like maybe we go get a couple guys up front to hold the fort. And maybe the Jets are thinking opposite. Maybe next year is the year that they're going to get some other pieces in the premium picks in the 3 first-rounders. But there's no guarantee. What if we get a veteran quarterback that wins us 6 to 8 games? Now you might have to use some assets to jump to get a quarterback. So it's not a given those picks are going to be there. I would rather get the blue chip positions this year.
Right.
That's me. But, I mean, it could go the way that you're saying. Like, I would rather take Sonny Styles at 2 than Downs the safety. And it's nothing against Downs the player. It's the position. And I would rather take Downs or Styles, move Sher with the off ball, and have the middle of my defense solidified. That's just me.
I just think great teams have been made by taking best player available, getting a superstar, getting them there, building around that person. More people want to come to your team when you have great people. They're like magnets or lightning rods. And, if you have a guy that is a perennial Pro Bowler, even if he's not, I don't know, a rushing DE, to me, there's no Myles Garrett in this draft. So, you're looking at rushers and they're like, we have Jermaine Johnson, who's as good as anybody that's coming in this draft, or we can go and get somebody in free agency who's decent. Same thing with like middle of the line with the DTs, like there's nobody great coming out. You could get a filler, the Ted Washingtons of the world, you get these, they move around from team to team every year, but they move to good teams because they want to win. So for me, I say get the best player available. if I don't know if Caleb Downs is going to be rated higher than everybody else, but from what I was hearing, like he's the defensive player with the highest ceiling. He only played 3 years. He's young at that, I think, coming in. So he's like maybe he's 20 at most. He's done so much already. His brother, he has an NFL background. Obviously, the brother plays for the Colts. Like he just like Nick Saban loved him. I mean, just like to me, I'm just saying if it's like that, if the guy is that high, I don't know how you say we're a great organization. We're just going to go try to fill it in with the 8th rated defensive player on our board because that's a premium position and because he's going to be locked into that spot for cap space going forward. We can't do that because I read that article. Whoever wrote that one saying that whoever beat reporter wrote that one saying you got to really stick to like wide receiver, cornerback, edge rusher, tackle when you're at the number 2 spot because you can't be locking in somebody who's an off-ball linebacker or who's a safety in the middle of the field or a tight end, and then now you're locked into such a high number. Like that's Woody Johnson's problem, and that's a general manager's problem and a capologist. You figure that out. Other teams figure out ways to get all that stuff done. Like get good players, get the best possible player here. And if we have a guy who's a 5-time potential Pro Bowler, we haven't really had that ever. So let's go get him. That's all I'm saying.
Good points, Rock.
Yeah, no problem.
Point, man.
I
appreciate
thanks for having
calling
me.
in, man.
You got it.
Who you
Love
got
the show.
Sunday?
Listen, I'm not going for New England. I don't care over anything. Okay, like really, like Iranians versus New England. Unfortunately, I might have to go with Iranians or just hope the whole stadium blows up and nobody wins. But I am not
root
going
for Al Qaeda before I rooted for the Patriots.
Yeah,
I'm on the
but
same exact page with you. I don't care who the opponent is.
But I'm not for New England. I'm probably going to be around some of my better friends that are New England fans. But big deal. Hope my numbers comes out and New England gets creamed.
That's it. You hope you win money, and you hope that I don't even want it to be close.
And
I don't want there to be a chance. I don't want the referees to be able to factor the game. Like I want Seahawks touchdown, punt, Seahawks touchdown, and then that's it. Just keep piling it on. Like I'm going to go 34-13 Seahawks. I think that the Seahawks defense and the string of luck has to end, right?
Yeah.
Like the Patriots, you look at their roster, you look what they've done, or their schedule. I'm not wowed by them at all. Like I think this is one of the worst teams I've ever seen make a Super Bowl. Like going back to, but even when the Bears made it in 2006 with Rex Grossman, they had like a generational defense.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at this team, and I just think that midnight's going to strike, and it's going to be ugly.
And the Bears had Devin Hester too. That helped them a lot on that team. But no, if it was like Seattle versus Denver, like 48 to whatever, that would be great too. I would love that. Keep on pouring it on. All right, have a good one.
Be good. Enjoy, and good luck with your numbers.
Thank you.
Good call, Rob. Addison with a good question. Who would you rather cheer for, Duke or New England for a day? Damn. All right, hear me out. Duke, because there's more games in college, and it can be negated. It can be canceled out because there's more games. Like there's times where as a baseball fan, you got to root for the Red Sox to maybe beat the Devil Rays or Baltimore, where there's so many games you need things to go your way. Like there have been times in the past where you need Duke to beat like a Tim Duncan, Wake Forest, to help out Carolina in like the standings. Yeah, I couldn't ever root for the Patriots. The only way I could ever root for the Patriots is if we need them to directly help the Jets and our positioning. But we're not good. So the last time I rooted for the Patriots to win, Robert Saleh couldn't count to 1,000, and we won a game that meant nothing. Derek, very good point. Listen, I'm softening up to the idea of Downs. I just don't know if Aaron Glenn is going to do it. And this is where, like I said, being at 4, 5, 6 is sexier because you have more options. I feel that you're pigeonholed into 2 and certain players, like Ralphie was bringing up before. And great call again by Ralphie and the big fellow. Thank you. I get it. If you take a player and the player is great, that's a good pick. And with the picks at 16 and 33, the Jets might just very well say, this is our highest rated player. We have other areas that we can address. We can get D tackle, we can get linebacker, we can get edge. They can also address some of that in free agency. And with 8 picks in the first 2 rounds, the next 2 years, if you take the best player at every pick, you should get better. I mean, it can't get worse. I don't know. I'm softening up to it because of the amount of draft capital that we have. In a regular year, if it was 1 pick in each round, I would be screaming, hell no, you can't do it. But considering we have 4 of the top 44 as of the filming of this episode, February 3rd, I'm not mad at it. I like McNeil Warren. I like that safety from Toledo. Thinking round 2 for a safety. Yeah, I'd have to see the full picture come together, though, to be completely honest with you. But I'm softening to the idea, and I didn't think I would do that, but that's why having great chat and great callers helps. Phenom, God only knows what the Jets draft board looks like. We don't even have coaches. Who's putting the board together? We don't even know the type of scheme we want to run. We don't even have coaches who can go to the scouts and say, this is the skill set we're looking for these players. Please put your board together accordingly. Jordan Powell, this is one of my guys. Like I attach myself to players every year in the draft. Last year, my favorite player was Deion Walker, the defensive tackle from Kentucky, who Buffalo drafted, I believe, a spot in front of us. They traded up in front of us to take him. But McNeil Warren, he's 6'3". He's got long arms. He's rangy. He hits. He jars the ball out, as you say here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. But that's because I'm a person with the ideology of drafting a safety outside of round 1. But if you go get Downs and you go get an elite playmaker, all right, let's ride. Become the best safety in the history of the NFL. Do for us what Hamilton does for the Ravens, what Ed Reed did for the Ravens, what Palomalu did for the Steelers. Become a game changer from all over the field. Shout out to Addison being a member of the channel for 19 months. Hell yeah. Am I completely avoiding QBs this draft and shifting focus on a free agent or trade? I mean, 5th round later for a quarterback. I don't want to take a quarterback just to take a quarterback. I don't want to do it. I can't. I think we have so many needs that we have to draft players who will play. And then if you build it the right way and you get players that come in on both sides of the ball and make impacts, when you go for your quarterback and you go all in 27, you're coming into a better roster. You're coming into a team ready to win. You're coming into a team with a much improved defense. You're coming into a team that has Wilson, maybe Jeremiah Smith, Mitchell, Mechie. You got 4 loaded wide receivers. I don't want to take the quarterback early to sit him. Simpson, Nussmeier. Nussmeier with hands that small in the Northeast. No, to me, that's undraftable. Carson Beck, 7 years in college. No, that's undraftable. Trinidad Chambliss, 6'1", runs around like Johnny Manziel and Zach Wilson. No, that would be undraftable for me. Ty Simpson, 23 years old, yet somehow inexperienced. That would be undraftable for me. Drew Alar, I would have loved to see him get more experience this year. But if you're telling me he's there in the 5th round, I could take a flyer on a guy like that. There's a guy, I gotta pull up his name. I watched a lot. I watched a short popped up on YouTube of him, and a guy called him the best quarterback in the draft. And he says it's not. Where are we here? His name is Jack Strand. He's from MSU. Oh, where are we? MSU Moorhead. It's D2. He's 6'7". He's 240 pounds. And the guy in the video says he runs like he's 6'1", 210. He can make every throw. Yeah. Yeah, you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. I just came back to the chat now. Strand. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. Yeah, that kid, that's a kid I'd take a flyer on. 6'7", 240, makes beautiful throws, strong arm. I would draft him and sit him. Those are guys I would go after, Addison. I don't want to take Nussmeier or Chambliss or Simpson and sit them. If I take you in the 5th round, it's a given that you're going to sit. Always a good. It's never a bad time for a Fight Club reference. It's never a bad time for a Fight Club reference. Yeti says it's reality. I think we're team. We're going team and waiting for next year. We'll end up with Murray or oh God. Don't even. I can't pay $50 million a year and trade draft capital. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, I've shared it in my Discord. But if you get a chance, just go search Jack Strand. Sorry, Addison. This is why you're a moderator. You're 100% right. Blame Tom Ace, the other moderator who brought it up, and Big Fella. Look at all the moderators. This is why you guys are mods. You're throwing things at me. Forgive me. Forgive me. And shout out to Meatloaf and his man boobs. Can always talk about boobs. But folks, hit the like button if you have not already. Let's see where we're at with that. Refresh. 45. Come on, we could do better. Shout out to everyone Sunday night. The primetime shows so far this year, viewership is amazing. The amount of likes that we're getting are amazing. The channel's growing every day. Thank you to all of you who are part of this program and continue to come back day after day, show after show. We're at 2,056. Appreciate you guys. January, the subscribers were up like 138, I believe, throughout January. So thank you to everyone. You guys are awesome. For those of you who may have missed it earlier, the thumbnail, Captain Glenn with the jet ship in the back, burning and sinking. I am obsessed with making photos on ChatGPT. And then I sent Gator, I got an idea. Can you make this come to life? And he did.
You dopey bastards in the media twisted my words. What I said was, big ships burn slow.
Big ships burn slow, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of slow, hey, are you awake? Beast, are you awake? Beast.
¿Qué pasó, amigo?
Hey, ¿cómo está, señor? Wiki wiki.
Muchos bien el Nica.
Yeah, no. I know you were just trying to say my name and add an A at the end, but no. How are you?
Catching up on some sleepy, some siesta. In Mexico, they call it the siesta. But I don't know what we're gonna do here because it's a tough decision of which quarterback we want now. Now it's a big old three-way dance. You got Bain, you got Mendoza, you got another quarterback. Now it's gonna be a toss-up. Where do you go? Where do you stick? I already made my point loud and clear. Mendoza. I like Mendoza. The kid looks good. He's 6'5", 240. Not bad. I'm gonna get rid of this because I am not answering this crap.
You're getting calls on Discord?
No weird ones. John Candy. Hey, I happen to love John Candy. I love John Candy. That guy's one of the greatest actors of all time. Did you know I was actually watching that movie the other day? I was watching.
What's his best movie?
Uncle Buck.
Summer Rental.
Uncle Buck's one of my favorites, especially when he goes, yeah, "This is what separates the men from the boys." Especially the best part when he
hold on, Beast. Hold on 1 second. All right, chat. Best John Candy movie. Go. I love Summer Rental.
Uncle Buck.
Oh, we got the Great Outdoors. Nice little impromptu
I have it.
segment here.
I have Great Outdoors on DVD. Home Alone 1990.
Jesus Christ, Cuca. Cuca going fucking nuclear.
Dropping the bomb.
Oh, he did drop a bomb. We have some young people in the chat. Eli says, "Who the fuck is John Candy?"
The greatest actor of all time. He was in Cool Runnings in 1988. The Great Outdoors in 1988. Planes, Trains, Automobiles 1987. Uncle Buck 1989. Home Alone 1990. The guy is one of the greatest.
Spaceballs. He was in Spaceballs too.
Yeah, he's Spaceballs too. Hey, Spaceballs was a funny movie. Why am I getting to be like I feel like I'm working with a bunch of assholes? Great Rick Moranis.
Stripes. How about Stripes?
Stripes. I've never seen that movie. Stripes. It's just I get so caught up with all the goodies because I have Terminator and I just got into Highlander too. The movie Highlander with Christopher Lambert in it. The guy that played Raiden from Mortal Kombat going, I don't think so. You never seen
Why
Mortal
don't you
Kombat,
like Stripes? Does it remind you of your time in jail?
I never went to jail. Never did.
All right.
I'm a clean person, very clean. Never did all that stupid stuff. Too clean. But Mendoza, we're gonna definitely, if we get him, that'll actually be good. We do need corners. We need some good corners. We need some little speedy guys, the little bump and run action, bump, run, and then some big dudes. Like I'll give you a hit for big dudes. We need guys at least 200, maybe 290, maybe up to the 315 mark. Guys that'll boom hit like a freight train. And I'm talking one of them big freight trains. I'll give you a hint. Burlington Northern, Santa Fe, Union Pacific, the Canadian trains, the ones that come from up north, those kind of trains. Those are the trains that we want. Those are hungry killers that'll go.
All right. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Wrong. Thank you for the call, though, Beast. We'll see you in a little bit. Back to football. Ralphie, after the Raiders take Mendoza, what happens when the Jets take Mendoza as well? You got me, right? I didn't read the comment until it was live on air. There's two Mendozas in the draft. Nothing but trouble. Yeah, I don't know. I was a big Summer Rental guy as a kid. That was just a movie that was on. I think the first year we had cable. It was on like HBO like the entire summer. So that was a movie that I watched all the time. Remember back in the day, for those of you who might not know what life was like in the 80s, uh, HBO, Showtime would have like their movie of the month, and it would be on twice a day. This is before they had HBO West. They would play a movie, and then they would play it later in the day for those out west. So summer rental, yes, yes, with his pants as the sail. Yeah, it's so good. He gets the sunburn. I related to that as a white boy. The sunburn hit home with me. Joe says Woods, Banks, McDonald, Hunter, Orange, or Jackson. Would love two of them in the first 4 rounds. Yeah, I did a mock last night. And let me pull it up here in my Discord, the draft talk. I took Arvell Reese at 2. I took Sonny Styles at 16 because he was there. I'll just cut Sherwood post June 1st. I don't even care at that point. Or I could put Reese at end and let Sherwood play off ball. I drafted guard Jace Basantis from A&M at 33, and then I took Lee Hunter at 44. So as you can see, I want to address the front seven. If we're going to take offense, I would solidify the line. You know, there's a lot of big, powerful guys in this draft, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this. We need some strength. We need some power. Curly Norman here, all mocks, no wins. Curly, we have a little treat for you.
You dopey bastards in the media twisted my words. What I said was, big ships burn slow.
There you go, Curly. Big ships burn slow, Curly. They burn slow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a caller. I don't see. Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah, move your head for a second. Yeah, move your head. Let's see the background first. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Kyle Clifton.
I was off camera because I'm choking down lunch at the same time.
What's on the menu?
A little chicken Alfredo.
Nice.
Chicken and pasta, as they say.
It's a popular dish. I don't know why it gets shit on.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure either.
You give me a little chicken parm over angel hair, I'm ecstatic.
There you go. So what are they saying? Reich, most likely.
I'm sorry. Say again.
They're saying Reich is most likely OC.
I haven't seen anything yet.
My brother-in-law, who was at the game with us, just texted me and was asking about Reich, so I figured I was missing some news items.
Reich is in the building today.
Yeah,
he came back early from vacation, which tells me maybe a conversation was had. Like, hey, you're the leader in the clubhouse. We think you should get in here for round 2.
Right.
Now, there is some offensive coordinator news. The Giants hired Matt Nagy, and Connor Hughes tweeted this about 20 minutes ago. There was a strong desire from the Giants to get Charlie Weiss Jr. to New York, specifically for Jackson Dart. The young QB loves him from their time together at Ole Miss. Ultimately, Weiss didn't want to leave LSU. So I found that interesting. But, yeah, they had Roman and Bevel in yesterday. And now Reich. I'm curious if Roman would take run game coordinator. Like, I would be happy with Roman on staff if he doesn't get the offensive coordinator spot. Like, if you bring him in as your run game coordinator and he takes that job, like he settles for that, I would like that.
I'd be happy with it, especially if we get a center in the first 120 picks, right? Like, or through free agency, because then I think this offensive line is going to be ready to go. I want to bring in somebody to challenge Myers, and we don't have to keep him, by the way his deal is structured.
Yeah.
Like he has to make the team.
Yeah, he showed it this year. He was a very valuable sixth man, but I don't want him going into 26 as part of your starting 5. Like, regress back to backup. Show your value there. I want to keep Titman at right guard. I want to keep Titman and Membu together for many years to come. One of my big things, as you know, as soon as you can extend Titman, I would go to Titman with a nice 4-year deal or 3-year deal, depending when the new collective bargaining is up. When is that? 29 or 28?
In that scenario, we still need another guard.
Yeah, and that's why in my latest mock I took Basantis. I let Simpson go. I want to get a young line that comes up together with the young quarterback who I'm going to bring in next year. And I want that quarterback to come in behind a finished, polished offensive line. I think the Linderbaum idea is dead now that Harbaugh is in New York. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe the Jets can woo him, but I would love.
You think he's going to the Giants?
I mean, if you're Harbaugh, why wouldn't you want to bring him in to set the culture? The offensive line has been an issue. John Michael Schwartz, whatever his name is.
That's 2 or 3 years ago, right? Second round.
Yeah, same year we took Tittman, so he'd be going into year 4. Like I don't think if you can get Tyler Linderbaum, you get Tyler Linderbaum, and you say, hey, if you can't play guard, bye bye. Like we're massively upgrading the position. I don't know if we get him. I thought it was a pipe dream to begin with, and I would have paid him like an offensive tackle because you don't have a quarterback getting big money. You can go 4 years on a deal with him before you'd have to pay a quarterback. So I would have paid him like the quarterback. I would have gave him 22, 25 and have your quarterback making 10 and you're still only paying 35 between your quarterback and your center.
Now, because it's Glenn, we don't know, but I think the smart thing to do would be to spend the money in the middle of the defense, right? Linebacker and safety.
Who's there, though?
Leo Chanel is a name I hear a bit. I don't want Anzalone. He's a little bit too long in the tooth.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. Like, people were saying Cam Curl, but I think we need more of a free safety, right? If we think that the guy we drafted out of Alabama is going to project to anything and we want to let him grow, he's more of like your traditional box guy. I think we're looking for more of a center fielder.
Yeah. Top free agent linebackers. I mean, this, of course, everyone knows can change with extensions, tags. Alex Singleton from the Broncos, Quincy. Cole Holcomb from the Steelers. EJ Speed from the Texans. Eric Hendricks from the 49ers. Jermaine Pratt, Colts. Justin Strand, Broncos. Elandon Roberts, Raiders. Willie Gay from the Dolphins. So
I think the formula with the linebackers is sign a guy, draft a guy. But
yeah. See, I wouldn't be mad if you move Sherwood to off ball and you draft a middle linebacker, and then say you draft Reese as well. Reese can always revert to off ball linebacker if Sherwood were to get hurt, or you have positional flexibility. You can move Sherwood back to middle, even though it wouldn't be ideal if your middle goes down. You can move Reese to off ball. You can move guys around if you have that flexibility, and we do in theory. But I just think if you load up that front 4, your linebackers will be better. And I think Sherwood and Quincy weren't good this year because of how weak and how soft our front 4 was.
Do you think Styles is there at 16?
No. I don't think he gets past Washington at 7. I think that'll be their Bobby Wagner replacement.
So that makes me wonder. I feel like there's going to be a good player there at 16.
Agreed.
Like I'm wondering who falls, and does it make sense for us to wait on wideout then, because we'd be pretty confident that maybe one of the 3 would be there between 3 and 16, right?
Yeah. I'm very big on if we can get out of 2, get out. I just don't see the buyer, and I don't see the reason to buy.
But I'm very nervous about taking a linebacker that high.
Yeah.
The guy that kind of feels like a tweener. Like
maybe somebody wants to jump the Cardinals for a tackle. Like I don't know yet. but I don't see it, right? You can get Maui Noah or Fanu. So you don't have to jump. It's not like it's a one tackle draft.
I mean, that's the other thing too is if people think Bain is better fit inside, like what are we going to do? Like that's why I've been leaning towards Tate this entire time. Like you could go a certain way where you take Tate, you take a guy like Sadiq at 16, and then your offense is going to be turnkey for whoever comes in to run it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if we get a D tackle and a linebacker in free agency, then in that situation, you can get a safety like Hawkey from LSU.
Well, you think that Glenn is
the
done?
most I've ever taught hockey on the channel. Oh, my knee just hit the desk. Everything went ballistic here.
Do we think that Glenn is done drafting cornerbacks or no?
No, I need a speedy guy in like round 5 or 6. I need a guy that's just can run over the middle and cover like a Douglas from New England. I like Brownlee's physicality, but I need a track star who can just cover the drag routes. I think we are susceptible to getting beat there with the corners that we have. I need a burner over the middle, and you can get that guy. Like we originally drafted Michael Carter, the second in round 5 from Duke. Good nickel. That's where you get a nickel. Like I want another guy. If you're gonna
Chandler Rivers out of Duke, right?
Okay. If you can get a guy who you can use Brownlee, you can move Brownlee around. He can be like your off-ball linebacker in certain packages to help cover a tight end or a running back, and you got a speedster. I'm fine with that.
It's a bad situation all around, coaching wise, draft spot wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I was saying on Boyd Green this morning that, it doesn't really matter who they hire as the coaches. They just have to pick the good players because and versatile players that might be able to fit any coach's system, because if they're going to be effective, they're probably going to be effective under a different coach.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I fear is that Muji does so well that the coaching staff looks like it's good.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick.
Hey, pal. Be good, man. Always a pleasure talking football with you. All right, folks. Last call. Super chats, $5 and up. Gifted memberships. We only have one membership gifted this stream. Sunday is our Super Bowl Super Joe Namath raffle. Yes, I keep calling it a different thing each and every time. I edited the layouts here a little bit. I put that one with me over there. This way, when comments come up on the bottom, no one has to move anymore. Just trying to improve the channel every day in every way. Thank you to all of you for being here. Hit the like button. Hey, it's time. It's time.
Well, what did we learn today? Courtesy of the Nick Shine program.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today? Courtesy of Nick Shine.
All right, folks. It's that part of the show. You drop your What Did We Learn? Little recap of the day. Something you may have heard on the program, read in the chat, saw in the news, sports news. Curly says, I'm very nervous about any player that Glenn drafts. I'm not. I thought they had a good draft, Curly. I think that's one thing. Memba was their first pick. Mason Taylor looked promising. He ended up with 44 catches. He missed the last couple games. A good quarterback. He's in the 60s as a rookie. I think AZ Thomas will be a starter this year. Malachi Moore is a starter. Barron was their only questionable pick. But you could see he's a bigger guy. You could see the type of players that they want to get in on the edge. Granted, they traded up a 6 for it, but who cares at that point? At that point of the draft, when you have extra 5s, 6s, or 7s, target your players and go get them. Don't sit and wait. Big fellow with a super chat. Would you take a late flyer on Klubnik? Yeah, late. 5th round and on. As of right now, we have 5 picks in the first 4 rounds. I would take guys who can come in and be impact. I would take guys who we need starters. I would wait for round 5 for a quarterback this year. Yeah, Arian Smith. Say he was forgotten, but that's a 4th round pick. And I think with Arian Smith speed, you would have seen more out of him. Not a lot, but you would have seen some more with better quarterback play. His ability to get vertical can't be understated. And then if you go 4 wide with Garrett, Mitchell, Mechie, and Arian, it's a lot of speed on the field. If you get somebody like a Kirk Cousins who can distribute the ball on time, who knows what you got there? It could be an exciting offense. Like it really could. I don't think that's crazy to say. Kirk Cousins has shown the ability to get the ball out throughout his time. He's going to throw from the pocket. We gave a lot of time to both Taylor, Fields, and even Cook. So if you have a good passing attack and you have Garrett Wilson, Mitchell, Mechie, Arian, Mason Taylor, Brees Hall, we've seen worse. So now, I mean, I was there in Cincinnati for his highlight of the season. He ran a 25-yard like comeback route, and Fields put it there on time. It was Fields' best throw of the season, in my opinion. Kuka says, "You think Woody signed off on a tank for this team, not to draft a QB within the first 4 picks?" I think he signed off on the tank because the minute you trade Quinnen and Sauce, that's what you're doing. When you're 0-7 and you gave it your best shot and you lost a couple games close, yeah, you got to take the writing on the wall. And the writing on the wall is, hey, let's reset. It's not good enough. We drafted Arian Smith, a speed guy who didn't have a legit quarterback throwing him the ball. Yeah, like if what was his name? Harper was the who? Irvin and Harper, right? If Troy Aikman couldn't throw that deep ball, Harper was pointless. If you can't get the ball downfield, speedy guys are useless. I don't expect Arian Smith to ever be a leading receiver, but I think he can make an impact. I throw a deep pass a game to him. I said it leading into this season. You got to keep the safeties honest. You got to have the defense thinking you'll go over the top at any time, and that opens up everything underneath. So, Kevin Tats, great comment. Jets had Pro Bowl QB play. Yeah, well, the Pro Bowl's a fucking joke. Like, guys are going on real vacations. They don't want to go partake in that shit. I mean, how bad and how much of a mockery is it that you're inviting Justin Fields, who got benched? You're inviting Shador Sanders. You're inviting Joe Flacco. How many guys got invited that said no, thank you? Great tweet though last night by Connor Hughes. I'm gonna pull it right now. The Jets might have been right to move on from Tanner Engstrand. They finished 29th in yards and points per game, despite having Pro Bowl quarterback play. All right, folks, you had your chance to drop your what did we learn? Hit the like button. Last call for super chats, gifted memberships. This Sunday, we raffle off the Joe Namath Super Bowl super raffle spectacular. I'm not sure what time I'm going to be able to do a show. The show might have to be after the Super Bowl that night. I'm working basketball again all day. We got travel games, and then from there, right to my buddy's house for the game. So it might be after the game, late night show on Sunday, but we will get that raffle in. Worst case scenario, if the game goes late or I'm late getting home, we'll do it on Monday. Yeah, Ralphie, I think Angstram's going to be a really good coach. I do. You know how Matt LaFleur just got a job in Arizona as the head coach? I think a couple years from now, we're looking at Tanner Angstram saying, God damn, we had a great offensive mind in the building and we let him go. I really, truly believe that. But, ladies and gentlemen,
You dopey bastards in the media twisted my words. What I said was, big ships burn slow.
what did we learn today? Boomtown.
Hey there, shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question. Nick Shine would like to know, Canada's taking names. Boomtown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
Ba-doom, 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 boom. Shout out to Gator. That's version 2.0. Nice little upgrade. But folks, we've debated, we've argued, we've discussed John Candy movies. Nice little segue on the show there. Boomtown, please tell everyone, what did you learn? And kindly drop it like it's hot. And I know the minute this show ends, we're going to get news about the offensive coordinator. But folks, hit the like button. If you're still watching and you have not, please subscribe to the channel. In January, 27% of all watch hours were by people who aren't subscribed. So please subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the program. This way you get the notifications when we're live. Boomtown learned the Jets have lots of holes to fill and are unspinnable. The Jets are simultaneously going in reverse and underwater. Reich's list is lacking. Nick's due date is unclear. Bonus. Nick Shine likes big men. Meatloaf and his man boobs got an unexpected shout out today. Beast walks a fine, soft A line when giving out cute nicknames. Yes, that was a moment there. We teetered. We teetered. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you to Adirondack Fly Guy, Ralphie, Kevin Zwicker, Big Fella for your super chats and the membership. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow morning, hopefully discussing the hire of the offensive coordinator. Look for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And have a great day, everyone. Be good to everybody. God bless. Go Jets. Baby Blitz takes us out. Take care, folks.
Good evening, everyone. Normally, this is the part where I go into a monologue about the Jets. I got to address something first. There's been some shit talk out there about this program. Don't talk shit about my family. They're my family.
And this just in, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Get ready for this new showdown. I call it the anytime, any day throwdown. Nick Shine, kill these clowns till they make no sound. They lose weight, we feel great when we burn these pounds. We all know that jet green make the earth go round. Another rookie head coach, another first go round. We bleed green, each fiend hope this team win now. And twist dreams in the DP where my beats are found. Shine is unite, knock the lights out of midnight. We go show for show, goon for goon. We can fist fight, I rip mics. Clemens and Williams, all the dislikes. Bunch of Jets rappers out there, they ain't this nice. I did this twice. Got a sick addiction, so the green and white's my vice. I gave it blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, I paid my price. Many years on this flight, no prescription, but I need a championship in my life. Yo.
For as long as I'm alive,